Hey everybody, welcome back to the board meeting. Today I'm doing a board game rambling video where I just take a topic in the board gaming world and just talk about it for a little bit, do a little bit of a stream of consciousness sort of rant, and I don't have a script or nothing in front of me. It's just a topic that I feel like discussing that I've had on my mind for the last couple days. And today's topic is having a niche hobby in a small town or a little small community. And obviously, when I'm talking about a niche hobby, I'm obviously talking about the hobby that I always talk about, board gaming. Now, board gaming is a relatively small community when you think about it. It's definitely a niche hobby. Not a lot of people are into it. Say when you compare it to something else like golf. If you're in a room of like 100 people and you ask everybody, anybody here enjoy golfing? A lot of people are going to raise their hand up. You know, maybe 30, 40 people are going to raise up their hand and be like, yeah, I enjoy golfing. If you do that same thing with, say, anybody here interested in hobby board gaming, people are going to be like, board gaming is a hobby for the most part. Maybe you get that one person or something that raises their hand. Maybe. So it's a lot less popular of a hobby than a lot of other things that are around, you know. But, I mean, and that poses some difficulties, especially for board gaming, because board gaming, for the most part, is a thing that you do with other people. It's a social event, unless you are just a solo gamer, which I play a ton of games solo, so that kind of solves some issues with me, but I still enjoy more playing with other people, the social aspect of board gaming. But yeah, I wanted to get to this topic of like, you know, if you're living in a town, which I live in a small town of 3,000 people, how many people in that 3,000 town are going to want to play board games with you, are going to want to invest time learning about these board gaming, learning to play these games? When people think about board gaming, they think Monopoly. And you break out these games, they're like, I don't know about that. So you have to go and search and find people. And I am lucky enough that I live in this small town, but I do have a lot of options of people I can play with. And I think one of the reasons is we have kind of made our own luck in this town for growing this hobby. We started a weekly board game night 3 years ago, and we usually have around 8 people show up pretty much every week. That's probably like the average. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less, but there's at least like 4 people on like the small days for board gaming. And I think for a small town, that's pretty good. I know people that live in towns of, you know, 30 times bigger than the place that I live in, and they have trouble getting together with a few people every single week. And we have done this every single week for 3 years. I think we might have skipped 1 week or 2 weeks when just a bunch of people were off doing other things. But yeah, we've been very, very regular and consistent. And I think that's because we have invited so many people to game night. We have grown the hobby in the area. But I've also been lucky that there was already quite a few people established here that were interested in hobby board gaming. And we keep finding more and more as time goes on, just in a small town like this. But I think it's because a lot of people that are into board gaming, excuse my dog that's walking around, are kind of quiet about it because it's a nerdy thing that they think a lot of people aren't going to want to talk to about. And, you know, that's one thing that's important, I think, is sharing your hobby, sharing your interests with people, having people around you that you can talk to about the things that interest you. But yeah, it can be a hard thing because it's a niche hobby. It's something that not a lot of people are into. Yeah, but I don't really have a whole lot else to say. I just wanted to talk about this for a little bit. And I would like to hear from you guys. What's your current situation in your community with playing games? Do you live in a big city and you have lots and lots of options of people to play with? Are you living in a small town and you don't have very many people around? Or maybe you live in a big town and you still can't find people around that will play games with you. And that's one thing that's Facebook and social media is actually good for, is finding and searching out these people that you can meet up with and play games with. But either way, that will conclude this video. It's a short video. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more weekly content from me, Shane, at the board meeting in the future. Hope you all have an amazing day. Take care, everyone.